Oh, hey there, guys. Do you know what today is? November 17th. Today's the day where Mathews is launching their 2021 bows, and we figured we'll do a bow build for you today.
Check the axle here. 27 axle to axle, just like it says. It looks a little lighter. I think they've taken a little more out of the riser, to be honest. The biggest change that you're going to see on this guy is this angular roller guard. Now, this may just look funky to the average individual person, but to me, this is an incredibly intelligent change. Largely because the place you need the most clearance on your fletching is where the arrow rest mounts. And they lined up the roller guard straight with where the arrow rest is, so it should take the least amount of pressure to bend this out of the way so your fletching can go by clearly. That is the whole purpose of this, and this might not seem like a big improvement to people, but this is a massive improvement. A little shrewd. We've definitely had the best luck with this one over the years. They've got a newer one that's all micro adjust. I haven't changed to it yet, but this one's been working just fine for us over the years.
It's too easy. Yeah, by the way, plant some trees for stars.
What's the case? They gon' always try to hate. They want something to debate. I just chill and meditate. Plus 2 shows in every state. Plus my baddie got some cake. She texts me like I can't wait. I text her I'm on the way, cause it can go one of 2 ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way I'm getting paid. Either way the money ain't late. It's funny how you stream what he hate. It's funny how you stream what he hate, yeah. Okay, it can go one of 2 ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way, I'm getting paid. Either way, the money ain't late. Funny how they stream what he hate.
Cool, that one day when I caught him up there. Anyway, he doesn't go. This wife would get in the room and be like, get up, get
What's the case? They gon' always try to hate. They want something to debate. I just chill and meditate. Plus 2 shows in every state. Plus my baddie got some cake. She texts me like I can't wait. I text her I'm on the way, cause it can go one of 2 ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way I'm getting
The Dudley Edition Spot Hogg.
Guys, so we did an Instagram poll, Black Gold versus Spot Hogg, and it came out 53% of the Instagram following wanted to see a Spot Hogg on this bow, so I obliged, and you guys cost me money. I gotta buy a sight from Josh, cause whatever, but he asked me, do I want a 5-pin or a 2-pin, and I said, how about a 3-pin? He's like, well, I can make it whatever. And I was like, well, let's do 4-pin, because I'm weird. I like 4 pins, 20, 30, 40, 50 slide. So that's why we're going with the black, or the, see, that's why we're going with the Spot Hogg. I got the paper.
Or I will decide to should be 5 pounds lighter.
That's all the difference in the world.
That looked like way less stroke. Okay, so don't fire it. We're trying to get a peep height here. Do I need to go up or down to peep?
Up. Up. Do you think it's better to set your peep on like a 40-yard target versus 3 yards out?
Yeah, a lot of the preliminary stuff you should do with a peep, if you have access to a press or, you know, the ability to move it, is you get it rough.
Yeah.
And then sight your bow in somewhat.
Yep.
You know, try to get your 20 set, try to figure out where your housing is going to end up, and then tie it in.
Yeah.
And honestly, we should probably do that. I didn't even think to check that before we got too crazy. So I'm going to move your sight out a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll send a couple arrows at 20 and see how close it is. Actually, we'll do it at like 7 yards or so, because that should mimic the same height of about 20.
Yeah.
And that'll give us a better idea without being so far off the target that you might lose an arrow or damage something. Let me know when you're on that target.
On it.
Okay, so you're safe. You're going to hit low. That's fine. Go ahead and shoot it just so you don't have to sit down. Okay, so we need to drop your whole sight assembly down. Probably 2 sets of holes, I'm betting, of how low that is at this distance. So if you want to grab your arrow, I'll go back to the bench, move this over 2 positions, and then we can shoot 20 and we should be relatively close. But I'm still going to eyeball you the same as I did before just to make sure we don't plant something so we don't want it.
Cool. This is fun having Josh build. I mean, you can add 6 to 8 more hours if I were to do this with 3 or 4 mistakes and possibly me driving all the way down here, Josh making fun of me about something I made a mistake. But the next, I'm going to get another Mathews. I will do that one on my own. But we just wanted to get this video ready for you guys because right now you're seeing it on launch day, but I mean, we're 2 days out. This is a Sunday. This is like, we don't work on Sundays, and everyone's coming in here to come together to make this video for you guys. And I hope you enjoy it. We just want to showcase it, and Josh is gracious enough to come in on his day off and let us use his shop.
Shop owners don't have a day off, Dan.
That's the freaking truth.
Eyeballs on the pipe.
Aren't you funny? Okay, so
Thank you.
yeah, we'll get that corrected, but we gotta kind of make sure it's in the ballpark. So same target, same everything.
Mm-hmm.
You on?
Mm-hmm.
You should be pretty close. Go ahead. Okay. So we're a tiny bit low and a bit left.
Okay.
And I think that's enough left. Let's look at our windage in here. Yeah, we're gonna move another set of holes over for left to right. And then we should be able to just micro click from there.
The Spot Hogg that I had has a bar that you just loosen and you can slide for large adjustments, and then it's got its micro for this one.
Yeah, anytime you use the multiple pin head, but basically what this is the Hogget or Hunter head that they've been making for like 20 years.
This is McDudley's sight, right?
Yeah, he does make both though. He makes the double pin, or offers it, I should say. Spot Hogg makes it, but makes the single pin that's got 2 pins in it that has a slide parameter left to right. When you go into a multiple pin head, this is the Hunter or the Hogget head.
Got it.
And this is also on the grinder, if I remember right now. And the assembly system here is a flip plate. So every time you flip it, it basically moves the amount of windage that the sight has to make that adjustment. And we need to go left, and there might be enough in that. Yeah,
and on
we probably don't have to move that
if
again.
You got to move left, you twist right on the micro, right?
Well, it's all the same. Everything's the same. So if you're,
what's the standard?
If it's
rule
a threaded, and you're turning left to right, if you're trying to go to the left, you would go clockwise.
Yep.
And right's counterclockwise.
Remember that from when you're out there at the range and you want to make a little windage adjustment.
Yeah, it's just a standard thread. But your gaps here, and the tricky part is you're using 4 pins.
Yes. You custom.
I think we're pretty good on where that is.
Yeah, I like it.
For gap wise, I mean the bottom ones are going to get a little lower.
Yeah.
So I think height wise, we probably don't need to move full the bow, and then the bow won't want to point as good. And well, depending, your bumper underneath it. Not your. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, if you can look at how this sits, you got a good shot. So we're gonna put 1 twist in this end of the string, that way.
Oh, 1 full
and
twist.
That will, and don't ever do half twists because they just work their way out. Well, no, the problem is you're taking a serving that's bent like this and trying to make it bend the other direction.
Yeah.
It'll take several shots to get that out.
Yeah.
And then your peep's going to just slowly move a little bit. That's why full twist in, full twist out. So you're only manipulating the fibers that aren't served.
Gotcha.
That's why you do it that way.
And then you're going to go full twist this way?
Nope. Just this end.
And that's not going to mess the
Do
timing up.
not adjust this end ever. If you give this a full twist in this end, it'll look just like that when you're done. It'll just have a twist in the string.
So will that mess the timing up?
No, because it's a 2-cam equal concentric bow. It can't manipulate the timing.
Okay.
Because the amount of length on this piece and this lease is exactly the same. Manipulating this piece does not change that. Now, if this piece and this piece
Yeah.
were different lengths,
Right. Yeah.
then manipulating this would minor adjustment, but
Right.
it would technically affect it a little bit.
Now, is this a problem?
Oh yeah, we can tighten that though.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
show
Is that a
this.
problem? Yes, it is.
This is why you get a Hamsky.
Into Josh.
You guys are gonna, if you guys watch our elk hunting series that we're
And
launching,
then
you'll see a guy.
no, it's not a problem.
You'll see a guy that we meet from Oregon, and let's walk down there. He basically had a bull come in, stand there 20 yards. He pulled his bow back. He had a QAD. It stayed up. It wouldn't come down. And
Yeah,
he,
his cord stretched.
yeah, so he was screwed. But his buddy was able to shoot that bull.
Yeah.
And we met the guys and helped him recover the bull. It was cool, but I think I sold him a Hamsky right then and there. And he goes to the bow rack.
Oh, old Wayne.
Yeah.
Old Wayne.
So I didn't know. I don't know.
That's
I really like the Hamskys. I've had the best luck with them.
Wow, I didn't think Wayne was a bigger hunt. And guys that cover just a crap load of ground that aren't just jumping on a four-wheeler or in their pickup to get to a blind.
Yeah, guys like you.
In general, yeah. Well, I do my share of both, but yes, I do ground blind hunt and tree stand hunt a lot. And do you know why? Because it's a higher success rate. And I have a limited amount of free time. Not everybody has 40 days to go hunting every year, Dan.
Did you hear that? 40 days? Now, next time he'll say 50 days.
Well, no, how many is it if Smarty Pants?
Whatever it takes.
So, yeah. Well, but hey, by the time we talk next, it might have been 50 days at that point.
Time is the killer.
Seasons are still open. All right. So now we're going to shoot it a few more times and take a look at it. But if you look at that, that's pretty close to straight, and it's probably going to turn a little more when we shoot it a couple more times. But what you're trying to do is get this and this lined up with each other. Trying to get your string to sit perfectly straight is dang near impossible. If you try to manipulate little half twists and whatnot, it's just going to come back out later, and that's the only way you would get this to sit like that, is by like a half twist. Especially when you got a little 27-inch axle-to-axle bow with a much shorter string, so every twist you put into it has a greater effect because it's a shorter piece of material. If this thing had like a 90-inch string on it, you could give a full twist here and it would move half as much because it's a longer piece of material. That twist doesn't have as much of an effect. So let's shoot that a few more times. It should come back around to where you can see through it now. So let's go ahead and shoot 20 yards at a dot and just try to hit the dot as opposed to just cycling shots.
And then
Okay. As long as you can kind of see through it at the moment, just shoot it a few times and see which way it rolls. Oh yeah, I think you have.
we're doing good. I hope Tim gets a deer, maybe an elk. You're doing late season deer elk?
I have not seen a freaking elk on any of my stuff, so it's not looking real good for the elk portion. But yeah, I got deer.
You got one in particular? Frank or
I'm
Charlie or?
I'm not typically that, My plan is to go over to my buddy Nick's place that's outside of Oroville and hunt up in that public land over there.
We're ready, Freddie.
Guys, I'm kneeling on a stool so I can be even with Josh. Mathews V3. This is a 27. Also comes in a 31. That's all I've been told. You guys are gonna have 4 options as shop owners.
Yeah.
You shot it through paper. I've shot it. It feels really smooth. It's a great rig. Let's just kind of break down what we're looking at for a 2021 bow and what we did for accessories.
Well, mind you, at this point, the only thing that we have seen is this bow. We haven't seen the other 3 bows that are getting released. We just know that it's similar to a VXR 31.5, similar to a Traverse, and similar to an Avail, I believe, are the new models that are coming out. I would assume that most of them are incorporating this new angled cable guard, which if we pop this tight spot quiver off here, it'll be easier for you to see on the film. So this is actually a really smart idea. I'm surprised nobody thought of it right now. It's a little cumbersome with some of the arrow rests to get it in here to clear, but the point of it is the pressure point. If you look at the angle that these come out at, this is the highest stress point of the bow. The closer you get that to the middle, the less wear your servings will see. And these upper ones always tend to get more wear than the lower ones because the angle here is tighter. So what they have done is dropped it an inch, inch and a half. That should incorporate less lateral pressure. You'll get less torque and less serving wear. So that's really the big difference from what I can tell on here. I mean, it looks very similar. I think it's a little lighter. I think they took a little more meat out of the riser, Not positive. We didn't weigh it side by side because we don't have a VXR 28 left over here to check it against. But outside of that, still got the switch mods just like the previous bows did. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same cam. I don't think they changed the cam at all. Could be wrong, but that's pretty much the difference. I can't tell you anything about the other ones because we haven't seen them yet, but we're supposed to have all of them here on Tuesday. Today's Sunday, so we got like 2 more days before everything shows up and we can start talking about all the new model bows, which we hope to have videos out to you as soon as possible. But this is available for launch day so they can actually talk about it. But outside of that, it seems very similar, but this is a pretty cool idea, and I'm assuming it's all on the rest of them. I do know that the VXR 31.5 version still has switch mods, and the new Traverse replacement version has switch mods.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's the big difference there. But and the new Ladies Bow version Avail replacement doesn't have switch mods.
Oh, so different cam system.
Yeah.
So my thoughts initially was it felt very comfortable. I'm a shorter guy. I'm 5'6", 3/4. I shoot shorter bows way better. So this isn't a bow for your average guy. That's why they'll have options. But if you're short and you like a compact bow to take elk hunting, I think this is definitely what I'm going to utilize. Accessories wise, I went with Mick Dudley's sight. I know it's Dudley, but I like saying Mick Dudley. I went with his sight. I had you take
I like Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do-Right.
I like the Dudley Do-Right.
We took a pin out, so I made it a 4-pin, and that's pretty dope. We threw a Hamsky Trinity on. I love that rest, super sold. And we did the Shroud attachment. We used the Mathews stabilizers, the Mathews Engage. We used 454 strings. I went with a 1/4-inch peep because that's a short draw length. And we're gonna use that tight spot 5-arrow, and we're set up, man. And now it's just time to get arrows through it. And I'm going to use this for late season whitetail because our season doesn't open for like another week. And hopefully I can get a doe and a buck with this bow and finish up the year.
10 days, actually.
Finish up that year proper in 10 days. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this. Go shoot them. Go test them out. See for yourself. Appreciate you guys. If you want to hit the subscribe, we're always hustling. ABT, always be tinkering. This is Josh Jones. We're at Spokane Valley Archery, podiumarcher.com. We'll catch you on the next one.
Go down and test the bow at your dealer on Tuesday. They should have it.
Yep.
Run arrows, and it's the same mod system that they had on the previous one, so they should have a bunch of mods in there to change the draw lengths and what have you.
Yeah.
So any size person should be able to try this out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, your local dealer should have it
Perfect. Well,
nationwide.
did you film that?
Yeah.
I think we got it.
I think we got it too. Yeah.
We can say, yeah. So support your local pro shop, man, especially during these times. Like, they need your support. And when you need them, they're there for you. So be there for them. Go down, shoot one of those bows. They got mods, and see for yourself.
Let me add one more thing to that. On our personal usage stuff where we have people ship us their bows to work on their bows, tune their bows, assemble their bows, we can't sell you these bows and ship them to you. So regardless of whether you want to use us or somebody else, totally fine either way, you have to go down to your dealer and buy it anyway and then ship us the bow. So you still got to go to your dealer regardless if your goal is to use us.
Yeah.
So go to your dealer, try out the bows, pick out what you want. If you want us to do the work, that's cool. But still buy the bow from your dealer. You've got to support your local shop or he's not going to be there, especially in these times.
It's been really cool to see people all over the U.S. buying their rigs and sending them to this shop to have these guys super tune them and set it up and put the strings on and then ship them out. It makes me super proud. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. We'll catch you on the next one.